Our story starts about 2 years ago when I decided to have one of our now 11-year-old heat pumps replaced. I contacted a company called EES here in New Zealand, and this is the result of the heat pump they put in. Very professional and well done, no problems at all. Approximately 2 years later, which in the case of now is about 2 weeks ago, I decided to replace one of the other heat pumps, the one in the bedroom, which was becoming intermittent, and the problem was I couldn't have it regassed simply because it was the old standard. And so basically, to cut a long story short, I decided to replace that unit and also order one more for another bedroom in the house. A rep came round, gave me a very good offer on the two heat pumps. The idea was to remove one of the faulty ones and replace it and add one more. And I had a very good price, which I was very pleased with. And as I'd used the company before, I always think that you should reward companies that do good work for you. So I didn't hesitate than to give them the order. I should have realized at the time when the rep told me there will be a 5-week wait for delivery and installation. Now that can mean two things: gross incompetence, no staff, or really busy. And in my naive way, I thought they're really busy and they were good company, so off we all go with the order. 5 weeks later, 2 guys turn up and the van no longer is EES. So, smell a rat straight away. Let's have a look at the work. This is the first one to be installed, and this actually replaced one that was standing here before. And superficially, it looks okay, doesn't it? But look at this. It's not even screwed down. There's no screws holding that down at all, which I've never seen anything like, but there we go. Let's have a look at the other one. You can see the area down there is just gravel, and what they were supposed to have done is put a concrete slab to mount the unit on, but they just used this bit of plastic which isn't fixed to the ground at all. And again, look at the unit, it's just loose. Bearing in mind I paid for concrete slabs to be fitted here, and I've got this bit of upside down plastic that is just resting on the top of the gravel. Now I'm showing you this picture. This is which has just burst into life. This is our water heater, and I'm showing you that because I'm going to mention that a bit later on. We're in the kitchen now, and you can see this unit on the wall, and what that is, this allows me to adjust the temperature of the water and 1 or 2 other tricks. As you can see, it should be lit up. The joy of video editing, that's what it should look like. On the evening after the installation of the heat pumps, only to find there was no hot water. Initially, I didn't think of any connection between that and the installation of the heat pumps. I rang our local gas service people and said, can you come along, because we haven't got any hot water, and the remote on the wall, which I've just shown you, is just dead. It's not lit up at all. you'll never believe. I don't think I could make this up. But the installation people, where they'd put some different cables in, had actually cut through the cable that went from the gas boiler, which I showed you on a previous shot, to the kitchen. Obviously the boiler no longer functioned. It just amazes me that they can see where the cable goes, and then they cut a hole in the bedroom wall and just shear the cable. So I've had to spend a great deal of money having the cable relayed. How is that even possible, that someone could be that incompetent? Well, that's nothing. I'm going to show you some photographs now. This pipe allows condensation to be transferred from the inside of the heat pump to outside. And you can see it's cut short. This pipe should go all the way down to ground level, so any condensation, drips or water can be safely returned to the ground. But instead, because it's being cut short, any condensation will run down the inside of the conduit, and as it then turns to the left, it will then gradually trickle and eventually find its way out. But in doing that, it will leave, well, it will just end up with mold growing, creatures growing in there, and basically make a real mess. Really bad practice and wrong. This is one example of a pipe leading into the conduit, and that has mains going in it, and you can quite clearly see there's been no insulation in the joints, so rain and condensation can easily get in there. This photograph shows that the extended pipes, which should all be running in conduit, and the problem is this area receives a lot of sunlight, and those pipes are not UV safe, and they will eventually rot, the white ones in particular, and birds will come along and use the insulation for making their nests. I've just lifted the unit up. It's just sitting on that plastic tray, which again is just sitting on the pebbles. Probably one of the worst installations I've ever seen. They've just used ordinary metal screws. They should be the sort that don't rust. Inside a couple of months, these will be rusty, and eventually they'll just shear off. Probably there's a big gap there, which water and creatures will get in. This is where the old heat pump, or the inside unit in the bedroom, was fitted. You can see it, they've just been sheared off. They actually stand proud of the wall itself. And this is how they've left it. They've neither filled in the insulation, and you can put your hand there and you can clearly feel a draft coming from somewhere. The guy said to me, "Oh, I should go and buy a cover to fit over that." The fact that they would just leave it like that. Well, today I finally found that the original EES company has been taken over, folded, or went into liquidation, whatever, by HRV. I've actually had today an invoice from them. When I purchased, you pay a 50% deposit, which I've paid, and it now works out that I, on paper, owe them $1,769. Deducted from that is $40 for 2 pavers, which I've never haven't been delivered or used. Bearing in mind that the project only needed 1 paver anyway, because the other one has a concrete pad. So that's $20 that I don't have to pay because they've not supplied. And instead of supplying the correct paver and installing it, they put that plastic piece in there, so I'm deducting $40 from that. The other thing that I'm deducting is $512.87, which I've had to pay to the company that's reinstalled the cable to my gas water heater that I've explained and shown you previously. So I reckon I owe them $1,216.13, which, if you're watching this video, HRV, you will get when you've sent your best engineer to finish reinstalling the heat pumps correctly. And incidentally, I still don't have an electrical certificate of safety, which you're legally obliged to provide. So when those are all done, I'll be happy to pay you the remaining balance. You'll be pleased to know that's the end of this little rant stroke video. It's sad that I have to do things like this, because until just a few moments ago I didn't know that they'd taken over the company, and I've been sending emails, phone calls to the previous company, and I suppose not surprised that I don't get any reply. But they still managed to send me an invoice. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Bye bye for now.